I'm an alt-right personality, a militia personality. I've been kicked off Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, PayPal. Fuck you, Mark Zuckerberg.
The Georgia 3% security force has at times been called America's largest right-wing militia. Critics say the group are white supremacists, but the 3%ers insist they are only hard-right conservatives with a specific focus on upholding America's Constitution.
Guns up!
Paramilitary groups like this have been brought further into the spotlight by none less than President Donald Trump.
Proud Boys, stand back and stand by.
Will you commit to making sure that there is a peaceful transferal of power after the election?
Well, we're going to have to see what happens.
We came to the Georgia countryside to find out and meet the group's leader, Chris Hill, also known as General Blood Agent.
Hey there.
Hello.
Chris?
I'm Chris.
Ollie, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Ollie.
How's it going?
I'm good, and you?
Yeah, very well, thank you.
Welcome to Georgia.
Thank you very much. It's lovely around here. Hi guys, nice to meet you. Ollie?
How are you?
Yes, very well, thank you, mate.
Jerry.
Hi, Jerry.
Ollie, nice to meet you.
Thanks for having us and showing us the Georgia 3% security force. I
My
appreciate
pleasure.
it. Could you tell us a little bit about?
3% security force, we're a constitutional militia, we're above board and legal. Our primary goal is to prepare ourselves and our family for when shit hit the fan. We're safer, together. Somewhere in there is the militia, which is by definition, the way I define it is written and codified in the Second Amendment. A well-armed militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. I'm just especially concerned with the unrest to follow the election and with the coronavirus infringing on people's civil liberties, and it's just getting worse.
So in terms of November 3rd, November 4th and unrest around that, what sort of things are you expecting then? I mean, obviously, I assume you're hoping for a Trump re-election, right?
Yeah, I think scenario number one is Trump 2020 landslide, and we're celebrating on November 3rd. I think the media's got it all wrong. Reporting he's losing in the polls. I think he's going to win by a landslide, or Joe Biden wins, and I think at that point we realize that it's up to we the people. There's nobody else that's going to be looking out for our best interests, so we have to take it upon ourselves, do what's best to effectuate our own security and our own safety, regardless of using our own authority. We the people, we are the highest authorities in our respective lives. We got God, we got ourselves, the right to self-determination, and I don't need someone on the television or some doctor or a member of a WHO, or I don't need the United Nations. I don't need anybody telling us how to live our lives here in the United States of America. I'm 100% opposed to that type of intrusion and trampling of our way of life. So I think President Trump wins by a landslide. He snuffs out Antifa. If he has to put National Guard in all of the major cities, do it. And knock this shit out and drag some of these politicians out as well.
It's interesting to hear you mention the National Guard then, because obviously during some of the unrest we've seen the National Guard being deployed to cities, curfews being introduced. Does that run sort of against your beliefs and the sort of the importance you place on civil liberties? Is that not an infringement on people's civil liberties?
But I think it's to what end? We have a defined enemy. We have domestic enemies in the United States of America, and it's not people like me. It's not people on the right. It's the radical left and anarchists and things like that. So if President Trump is going to send National Guard to stop the burning down of our cities and stop the chaos that could ensue after the election, then I'm 100%. I'll definitely be supportive of that, and we will also help in any capacity that we can to prevent our cities and our states from being burned down or innocent people being shot or murdered. We already know that there's over 400 groups that plan to be marching in the streets by 12 o'clock the next day. Then the Senate's going to pick the president, the House of Representatives will pick the vice president.
Potentially Nancy Pelosi.
And potentially it could be Nancy Pelosi. And if they do something like elect Nancy Pelosi, then I'm grabbing my firearm and I'm running out the front door screaming like a banshee.
It's alarming to hear that, as someone who's at home, there's no guns, to have that concept. It's like it's quite affronting to me. Do you know what I'm saying?
Frightening?
Yeah.
Or reassuring?
I guess it depends on which side you're on.
After meeting Chris and some of his fellow militiamen, they agreed to take us out and show off their combat skills.
I think not being able to have an M16 is total bullshit. Guns up. Right now, this is the safest place in McDonough, Georgia. I mean, there's not going to be any gunmen in close proximity getting away with any acts of terrorism. I mean, you have to, be your brother's keeper and try to convey that to other people. We're here, if you stand up, for the Constitution and you believe in protecting our way of life, then this is the last resort as well. There's nothing to be fearful of. It's a safety mechanism for our country that our founding fathers gave on to us, and ironically, there's an opposing force that would like to take it away. We're here to use that Second Amendment to protect the First Amendment if it comes down to that on November 4th.